hey, it's that time of the month again, or that time of the year again, or time of the month, or you know, whatever. This is a terrible intro. Marvel Future Fight, new update. This one is actually kind of exciting because there is a character that a lot of people I talk to have been calling for, and it's finally happened. You know, at that same time, you kind of just wish it happened in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Anyway, to go along with the obvious movie coming out, Captain Marvel. Let's call this the Captain Marvel update. So obviously, Captain Marvel's got an update, and we have new characters and new uniforms. So this should be pretty awesome. And you know something? I need to turn the volume back on. I apologize. I turned the volume off because I was busy. So Captain Marvel's new uniform doesn't really look that great in here, but we'll give this a proper look over. We're gonna give this a proper look over because that's all that matters. Nick Fury has been added. Don't know who this guy is. Oh, this is also Nick Fury. Anyway, let's have a couple of updates have happened. Nothing too huge. Yes, they obviously added a bonus mission because of new characters that have come out. They've added some new heroic missions. Nothing big, just new characters and new uniforms. So let me get down to business as soon as I find it. This has been updated so that you can find, so that if you want to search a bit better, you can now search male, female, neutral, superhero, supervillain, and neutral. The only one that's neutral is Destroyer. The only thing that's neutral is Destroyer and Sentinel in terms of male and female. Anyway, so we have new characters and a new tier 3 and new uniform. Alright, so first off, we're going to look at our new villain named Korath from Marvel's Captain Marvel, who is a speed type. A speed type character, and I'm trying to max this out. Get him up to level 60, please. Get his mastery up. So at tier 1 maxed out stats, his stats look pretty, they look pretty, I mean, look at that he's barely hitting 4,700 in physical attack. He just hits 3,800 in physical defense, and his energy defense is 3,600. And this is at tier 1 at max, with max mastery and max up. Keep in mind, I've said this before in previous videos all the time. But this is before you add on. This is before you add on your buffs such as the comic cards, the isolates, the enchanted Urus. Before you add on any of those extra buffs. So this is just the base stats. But this is what we're working with here. Anyway, so that his HP caps at 13,452, and at tier 2, his physical attack actually jumps up to 5,500, while his physical defense cap it's about 4,500. Energy defense hits 4,300 and HP hits about 15k. That's not bad. And you can also realize his potential. So at max potential, He hits 6.2k in physical attack, 5,200 in physical defense, 5,000 in energy defense, 16,000 or 17,000 in HP. Not bad, but not good. I mean, but he is a speed type, so he's probably got a lot of iframes on him. Anyway, and what I should have done is read info first. To acquire said character, you have to go to the shop. So I believe that with this character, you don't really have to go out of your way to get him. You don't really have to go too far out of your way to get this guy. So you should be able to just go. You should be able to just do the do your weekly Shadowlands, and you can get your biometrics that way. That's what should happen, because you do get a free set of biometrics by doing the weekly Shadowlands, unless it's changed since last I've done it. I haven't done it in a while because I haven't really been on this game. Leader skill, well, special info. All attacks, all speed, and critical rate increase effects gained with cross-out skill become more effective when charge time is longer. And you try to introduce another meta. Yeah. Leader skill, Kree agility. All allies get a speed increase by 10%. His self-passive, he gives himself super armor. That explains the stats. With all defense increased by 10%. And a 30% chance when it's hacking, he can apply to enemies shock damage for 3 seconds. And paralyze for 5 seconds. Well, for 1 second with a cooldown time of 5. That's actually pretty good. Considering his stats, that actually balances things out. So his tier 2 passive gives him a guaranteed dodge rate of 25%, increased skill damage of 32%, and bonus damage of 15%, and a guaranteed critical rate increase by 35%. I'm really trying to think of a build for this guy. Probably just an attack build, just to help him out. Or an HP build, just to help him survive longer. While he throws on this paralyze and shock damage. Anyway, first attack is a decrease of all. It is a decrease of all defenses by 15%. Wow. I don't see anything about it stacking though. The second one, he applies bleed damage, can remove elasticity, so he can be an anti Mr. Fantastic. Although Mr. Fantastic will probably still win out in the end. I don't know. He can apply shock damage and he can apply silence. So he might be the speed version of what's that character? Yellow Jacket, I believe that's his name. He might be the speed version of Yellow Jacket for those two things. Next attack increases all attacks by 20%, all speed by 5, critical rate by 20%, removes incapacitation. 50% chance for immune to all damage, physical damage, 155% of physical attack. Tapping and holding the skill icon will charge the skill, and releasing it will commence the attack. So it's a charge skill. This is kind of starting to become common, I guess, where certain characters have the ability to charge their attacks before throwing them out. But can you move while charging is the question. That's what would make it ultimate. If you can charge while moving, game over. Anyway, Deadly Pursuit, 25% bleed damage for every 1 second. The percentage removes elasticity. Chain blow deals 30% bleed damage for every 1 second, removes elasticity, also adds stun, guards against 3 hits. Very nice indeed. Information, he is a villain. Oh yeah, this is also was added to the update. They now will list if this guy is a villain, and what, it's like, is this guy male or female or what, and what, it's like what species he is, or ally, or, it's kind of weird. I would kind of say species, but I'm not sure if that would work either. He is a villain. He has the ability of weapons master and pure evil. Not sure if anybody would consider those stats, but I mean, they're there. A member of the elite Kree Star Force, Korath Pursuer, specializing in tracking down enemies of the Kree Empire to the ends of the galaxy. He possesses augmented strength and can psionically locate individuals by tracing and following their brain patterns. His look is kind of, I mean, it kind of looks like a hero suit, but I guess the color, like the green coloring, just makes it evil. Like I said, okay, out of evil. Not to mention the goatee. Not to mention the bald head and goatee. And this guy is Kree? Anyway, looking at the team ups he has, teams up with somebody that I've never really used, and another character I never really used. Teams up with Deadpool and Gwenpool, 6 swords. Yeah, that makes sense. Teams up with the unused Guardians of the Galaxy members, Gamora and I can't think of the name. Could also team up, wow, he teams up with, oh man, I could not think of names. Teams up with Nightcrawler and, okay. Teams up with Nightcrawler and Blade. Can team up with Ronin and Gamora's sister. And also teams up with the other new character that we're going to look at soon. Can also team up, wow, that's an unused character for me. I've not touched that character ever, really. But yeah, seems that if you want a full team loadout, use this team here for the Kree Empire. Use that team up. I think you can get away with running Nebula and Ronin, but it seems like the best team up will probably be this, just for the full buffs, just so you can have like a full set of buffs going. But let's look at the skills. That's okay. That's kind of a nice intro. So let's zoom in. So when he walks, he just automatically sheaths, like the swords are just automatically sheathed. When he stops, the swords just magically come out, because that's how things work. So an attack from far away, he just runs in and just starts slashing. Of course, his passive kicks in to start paralyzing and add shock damage. So it's kind of a 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's kind of different. Because the first time I did it, you were like, okay, so he just runs in with a huge power swing. And then other times he's just like, So I'm guessing it depends on whether or not the enemy is paralyzed? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Anyway, let's look at skill 1. Wow. do that. Zoom out. Wow. And of course his passive can kick in, so I can imagine the damage that you can get off this. Helicopter spin. Built in. So while they're stuck there, they're essentially stuck here. While he just slices through. Does it have did any of these skills have no targeting? Skill 1 has a bit of no targeting with it. But does skill 2 have no targeting? No, it didn't, but they're kind of stuck there. I mean, they have to deal with the shock damage, so it'll be a bit of an issue trying to walk out of that. Skill 3. So he like throws on a bit of guard. And he can charge up. Like charges up. Anybody that's foolish to get near him is going to take some damage. Okay. And they're pretty much paralyzed from that, so it'd probably be best to throw a high damage build on them, I guess. Because you could just use this. Like anybody that gets close to you, done, and you're just done. Like you can just throw out whatever afterwards. So skill 4. So he does like this tornado slash and like he does like this tornado slash that stuns everybody. And they're bleeding and they're just wow. Like not bad. Okay. So here we go with this. Wow, okay, so redo. That's actually not bad. So during the time he's just throwing this stuff out, he has guard on for anybody that can get in close. That can just ignore the stun or whatever, which would be like world bosses. And then he comes in with having like a second of no targeting and goes in for like a final die. That's actually pretty cool. So Korath, right now I would give him a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Yeah, we'll go with that. Like he has the issue of the speed types, but I feel like he can probably stand, well, any character can stand up against anybody with the correct build or just the correct usage. But he can likely stand up against a lot of characters just because they foolishly go in on it. So I guess like anybody. So if it's like you're going against the AI in timeline battle and you have manual control, then you can just like click skill 3, charge it up, and then throw it out, and just roll with it. Because you're adding bleed damage and you got shock damage. You have shock and you're paralyzed. Which I think those are likely like the best. Those are, to me, I feel like they can be like the best skills or best status effects you can add to characters on the game. Like next to Doctor Strange, who adds time freeze, but I mean that's Doctor Strange. What are you gonna do about it? Okay, so that is it for Korath. Next one is Minerva. Alright.